Welcome to Landria Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through those fears and live an awesome life. Guess what? It's coffee talk time. I bought a new frother. All right, we're going to go into just answering your questions. All right, so I get a lot of questions, of course, every single day. I want you to know, first of all, that I rarely ever respond to lengthy emails, and I rarely ever use Facebook. I'll post there, but I really don't correspond. The best way for you to get answers is to post on my public forum on YouTube. I love YouTube. We can all participate globally, so ask questions. All right, people often struggle with relationships, and they ask me frequently, how do I get rid of a toxic person? Well, all of us benefit from relationships. All of us benefit from relationships. In fact, we all decided to play certain roles when we came here. And before we stepped into these costumes and decided to play these roles and erased our memories so that we could truly believe that's who and what we are, we all talked to each other and decided who would do what in advance so that we could learn certain lessons. That toxic person is your test. There is nothing wrong with that toxic person. They are also another student here and part of the soul group of your learning. And in your life, for a specific reason, you have somehow, let's just say, ordered that, whether it was in advance or along your journey, so that you continually progress. Every relationship is your progression. That's it. That's all it is. And some of you took on some pretty big lessons. I mean, some very painful, deep ones that are very tough to see differently in your head, because as a human being, that has a very deep mark on our energy. Now, that's never going to go away. Good. Because that is part of what's going to get you to progress in a very accelerated manner. Those of you who took those really strong lessons on. Now, when you call somebody else toxic, I want you to remember something. Almost everybody who says that to me was married to the person, had kids with the person, worked with the person and stayed at the job. All of these are choices. So you have to ask yourself, is that toxic person in my life so that I can start to realize that I'm of value and that I don't have to put up with this? You're not there to change somebody. You will change others through your behavior and how you handle them in each situation. So if somebody's nasty, have you ever noticed this? If someone's nasty to you and you respond, somebody just wrote me about this, and the response is really positive, they change. Now, the person who wrote said that they were sent a text or something from a boss and an owner of the company that they had done something wrong. And, well, and they did. It wasn't necessarily wrong, but it was something that they, neglected to do or whatever it was. And so they decided that the response was not going to be on the defensive. Oh my gosh, I'm going to go on the defensive. I have to be right. They said, thank you for making me a better employee. Now that response created a positive energy on the other side, so that owner and that boss are both thinking, wow, okay, people make mistakes, but look at how this employee responded. How amazing to work with somebody who we can point things out to, which they'll probably handle it differently next time, right? Because they probably weren't expecting that amazing response. Next time we'll point it out, but this is probably grounds for somebody to eventually be a manager. Look at how they kept their cool. This is how it works. And so you may have neglected to do something, but your response made you extremely valuable. And that goes with every single situation. Can you be the peace in the most, chaotic situation? All right? Because remember that you're always in charge of your response. Nobody makes you get angry or makes you upset. So it's your inner peace that determines how this is going to play out. It's not what they're doing. It's your inner peace. So you and I could walk in a room and we could see total chaos going on, and you could just view it be detached from it, even if they were saying things to you like, you know, your mama wears army boots or something like that. And you think, well, I know my mama doesn't wear army boots. And even if she did, she'd probably be pretty cool if she did that. But no, you don't have to go into that thinking. The point is you have to just say to yourself, well, you can say to yourself, that's just a statement. And those words are powerful only to that person and are only powerful if I accept them. So remember, words are powerful, but you do not have to accept them and interpret them in a way that gives them power. So if somebody says something, then you can sit there and say, those are just words. And when you're in peace, there's no defense, there's no requirement, no rebuttal required. And then I could be sitting over there going, you know, the heart rate goes up and, well, you know, you stop fighting. And then you get involved and you become part of that. You get involved in the energy. Your energy starts to accept this and gets involved and reacts to that energy. All of these situations are a choice. So when you're coming from peace, they have no effect on you. Somebody just said, do you ever hear other people talk or do you see what's on the newspaper? I'm like, no, I don't really. I'll be really honest, I don't. If they're talking, I'm not really hearing it. If they're negative, I don't know if they're negative, but if they were, so it has no effect on me. And the comment was, well, you have to be strong. No, if you're in peace, you don't have to be strong. You already are there. You're already in that place. And you see that and you say, okay, there's the world around me. And you can walk around in peace. There's the world. Oh, well. And when you walk around in peace and you become that person who doesn't go in the defensive or fuel that fire, then those relationships, right? You're pouring water on the fire, not gasoline. You are being tested at all times. So instead of looking out here, the world, the boss, the whatever, what's going on in here? Because those relationships are there for you. We are here to raise the frequency of this planet. One light being at a time. That's my tagline. That one light being is you. If you did that and everybody did that, we would never have to concern ourselves with anybody else. We'd all be okay. And we are okay. But because we're seeing each other as a problem, that is what continues to fuel the separation and the struggle. And there isn't one. Right? There can be no Hitler if there is no one paying attention to his rants and raves. There's no Hitler. There's just some crazy guy saying all kinds of stuff. There's no war if there's no one going along with it. So those relationships, you have to participate in it to create the negativity. And that's what wars are. There's no war if no one is participating. So you can have the one person. Guess what's going to happen to that one person in the room who's acting crazy? They usually are doing it because they want attention and control. They're going to switch over to the higher frequency to be a part of that and participate in it. Usually. Maybe not. Maybe they'll just go off and, be negative till the day they die. But you have a better chance of affecting somebody else with your own behavior than trying to get them. I raise other people's frequencies. No, you don't if you're not raising your own. And if you think you're doing that to other people, that's the ego. Watch that. I'm going to raise the No, you're going to raise your own. And through that, other people get to choose. Because they will be affected by that higher frequency. They will get to choose if they're going to make higher decisions. But they will feel it. You will affect everybody on this planet with raising your frequency. You're going to affect everybody by your choices, your thoughts, everything. That's the power you wield. And then, of course, you'll have many opportunities to step in and help people who do want it from you. Right? So somebody was on the, we call it MARTA here. It's our train. I was coming back from the airport. He was really nice. He was giving a speech asking us if we knew where we were going. And all this stuff. And then he said he just got out of prison and he had a job on money, but he needed money. So I gave him a 20. And the lady behind me shook her head and said, he's been telling that story for months. And I said, you know what? That's okay. I felt good about that 20. I didn't say, oh, I wish I had that 20 back. He was lying. It's a scam. I don't care. I blessed him and I said, I gave that 20 freely. What he does with it, if it's based on a lie, I hope he went and had a really nice lunch. What do I care what he did with that money? Give freely and don't judge what happens on that other side. It's up to them to decide what they do with the gifts that you give, the compliments, the kindnesses. We are not here to judge. You could just as easily give it to somebody who was telling the truth and who went and bought, alcohol with the money. That's their decision. So can we let go? We can allow other people to go on their own journey, to be the higher frequency, to be the peace in the room. Your energy when you walk in a room affects everyone. And somebody who might have said something nasty may not. They're going to just feel something different. And they will be inspired to lift up. And that's how you affect others. I hope you enjoyed our coffee talk. Remember my $8 frother? It broke. You get what you pay for is true. I just bought a $90 one, and I'll tell you what, it's probably going to last for life, and it does amazing things. Froth is a lot frothier. All right, you're whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. Blessings to you, my friend. Namaste.